Right, so now we've got all the stuff about sub D out of the way in the competition. It was quite interesting because while I was doing a lot of this stuff, like through emails and etc with Taran, who everybody in the industry knows, you know, we sort of discovered a few things. Like there's quite a few similarities in us, in likes, dislikes, ways we were brought up, things we've done or faced, things like that. Now, obviously, I'm not at Taran's sort of level of fame, if you would call it that. But I've got a great respect for Taran. He's a great lad. In fact, he actually reminds me, both physically and personality-wise, to a mate of mine, Malcolm. Malcolm is Taran, but without Taran's talent. That's not me meant nasty to Malcolm, but he's not an artist. But on the other hand, if you say, I want the interior of my house designed and I'm only going to pay you 20 quid, Malcolm will do it. It'll look phenomenal. So in his own way, he's got his own talent, just as much as I'm not. But yeah, it was quite interesting. It's an interesting experience for somebody like myself, because I remember when I was starting out, Taran was starting to make a big splash in the industry. So you see sort of somebody like that rising up, through the industry, and you're still down here somewhere. You're with the bottom feeders. For want of a better word. Don't mean that insulting, because until recently I was a bottom feeder. And then as you rise up the ranks, and eventually comes a time like the last sort of week where you get to talk to somebody that you respected, like Taran. Early this year with Glenn Southern. Glenn and me, been mates for months. Probably that was it last year? I think it was last year actually. Can't remember, to be honest. Time all melds together for me. But yeah, so it was a very interesting experience. He actually convinced me, on pain of virtual death, to try out Messiah Studio, because he knew that when I was mentioned that I was after something for my particular pipeline for animation, because the one thing I hate more than anything else is rigging and skinning before trying to animate anything. It drives me crazy because it takes so bloody long, and nearly every automized version I've ever seen doesn't work. You'll try it on a model and something will go wrong, and you've got to do it the long way anyway. So I thought, well, what the hell? I'll give it a go. Taran certainly knows what he's talking about when it comes to stuff like that. So download the demo, give it a bit of a dry run. Inside of about an hour, I've got the Ming the Merciless model I'm on working with, which is got on the next stage. We've got the head basically done now, by the way. I thought I'll take the base off that and I'll try animate it. So I've done some simple animation with it. It's not going to win the awards, mind you, because I'm still not used to the program. The manipulator they use is an absolute nightmare to get used to if you haven't used another application. It is terrible. I think Lightwave guys have a pretty good time coming straight off, because it's similar in a way, where if you're coming from Maxmere, Silo, Zebrush, Mudbox, anything on the planet, other than Lightwave or Modo, you're going to have a hard time with it, basically. I'm hoping somewhere hidden away there's like a way to change it that I'm not yet aware of. But yeah, because I've got the stage now where I want my big game plan was always to learn to do decent models first and decent textures, get them so they look nice at render, then think about rendering them. Now the next step on from that is a short film that I've had planned for years. In fact, I've had the short film in my head since I was 16. I've had a bet with everybody I know. This is one warped short, half-hour short. It is seriously warped and nasty. In fact, I think it'll probably be banned inside of about 7 days. But those 7 days should be fun, because it's got some pretty interesting stuff. It's not all gore. No. I'm not going for sort of Toy Story hero. Neither am I going for Saw 3. I'm going for more psychological. This is the sort of stuff that when you've seen it, it will change the way you think a little bit, and that's the dangerous thing. But yeah, that's what I've got planned in the long term. It's part of a big game plan, Now, let's have a little. Still in the Richmond Super Kings mentals. You notice I made a concerted effort not to have in the first part of this video, because I am actually smoking way too much lately. When I work, I chain smoke. I'm sitting in the workroom and costs a fortune. my health, you know, I've got a really bad chest. Well, I have an asthma, so really I shouldn't be on these at all. You shouldn't be smoking cigarettes anyway. But yeah, so I'm going to stop smoking at some point. Now you may notice, or may not, I've actually lost a bit of weight because I was putting weight on at a rate of knots. So I've been going out for lots and lots of 5-mile walks up big hills in the countryside, not far from here. Because we're living about as far away from anywhere as you can get. This is officially the middle of nowhere, which is one of the reasons why I like it in a way. I also don't like it because it's not near anything, but it's nice for quiet and stuff. What have I actually done? Work-wise, yeah, working on something. Last night that was running. We were running a test run on a particular something that should be debuting before Christmas. So that took about 4 hours out of last night before I went to bed, because everything's on US time. The Ming the Merciless model, the redesign, is going well. I've got the head just about done. I've just got to find the motivation to start doing the clothes, because I've got to design it. I'm not doing a clone of the film or the serial. 2 reasons. One, I hate the film. I know I've had a lot of earache of people on Zebra Central about this, but I like the film. Yeah, well, fair enough, you're allowed to like the film. I don't. I personally didn't like it. You know, the best thing about it was the bloody Queen music, and I'm not a Queen fan, you know. But yeah, Max von Stoden was alright in it, but it was a bit too much comic book villain of the universe sort of character for me. I'm trying to make something more believable as a dictator of a planet. You know, something that when you look at the final character and say, yeah, I can see this guy running the planet. You know, that's basically what I'm aiming for. I'm not a clothes designer, so that's going to be fun because I've got to design the clothes. The Davros one's sort of stalled at the moment because it's driving me nuts having to replicate a very bad 70s makeup job in latex. You know, it's a latex mask, the original Davros thing, and it's really, you know, it's dodgy. The anatomies were all over the place, and there was about 4 different versions, maybe more, which I've been trying to amalgamate into one definitive Davros, for want of a better word, which is, it looks like Davros, but because it's not the way I normally model, because the anatomy is purposely slightly off because of the latex mask, and it doesn't look as realistic as I normally would, which wasn't really the aim anyway. I've sort of stalled it for a while because I've sort of went off that one a bit. That's about it. Should mention it's my mother's birthday today, and for the 6-year running, my mother is away. She goes away on her birthday quite a lot, so I never actually see her on her birthday. Also gets me really well out of buying presents and stuff, which is great because I don't like spending money. But no, it's if by the way you're wondering why my voice is a little bit more subdued than usual, it's because Kane's just went to bed. As you know, I normally record these in the afternoon, but because my mother and father are away from my mother's birthday in York, in a nice little hotel, we've had them all day, so I haven't had a chance. It was the first chance I've got. In fact, it's 20 to 7 at night, so it'll probably be about 8 or 9 o'clock by the time I get this up. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I still can't talk about the majority of stuff. I'm still waiting for emails and phone calls and confirmations saying yes, you can talk about things, which is a bit of a pain. But I'm trying to think how many different irons are on the fire. The trouble is here that they could all be announced at the same time. But I'd rather stagger them off a bit, if you know what I mean. At least then I have something to talk about every week. Otherwise, it'd be one podcast that would be like 47 parts, and then nothing for ages. But anyway, it's time for me to call it a day and get on with some more typing. Yeah, still typing. This is sort of 3 months of still typing. And I'll catch you all next time. Hopefully a slightly more interesting podcast, but going out to the sub-day competition. You know it makes sense. Bye bye.